Oh, man, would I love to be over here looking at this scene. Man, I sure miss this view. How about you guys out there? Would you like to be on a cruise ship right now and filming the sunset? Because this is where I want to be, but this is where I'm gonna be for a while, right here. Oh, no. Yeah, it's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce from the Great White North. Yes, sirree, folks. We're getting bad news from the cruise lines. It's going to be a while before we're sailing. Thank you for joining my travel channel, Traveling with Bruce, the guy who can't travel right now. Subscribing to my channel. Thank you guys, and for supporting me on PayPal. The ads you see lately on my channel, they've not been paying me here at YouTube. A whole bunch of YouTubers are not getting paid by YouTube. We don't know why. So we're begging for donations, and we're getting them from some of you guys, and we thank you very, very much. News today. It just keeps coming out. No stopping it. Carnival today made the latest announcement. They have canceled all cruises now until February 2021. And you're going to say, wait a minute, Bruce. What are you talking about, February 21? Come on, man. Didn't the CDC lift the no sail order on November 1? Yes, they did. The reality is that the CDC did lift the no sail order on November 1. But the real story is that no cruise ship can sail unless it receives a sailing health certificate. I'm probably saying that wrong, but some kind of a health certificate from the CDC, and no cruise ship has applied or has received the so-called health certificate. Cruise lines had already announced that they weren't sailing till the end of the year anyway. Now Carnival is saying we're not going to sail till February because the reality is simple. There's going to be a new president, and the CDC is going to finally be allowed to do what it wanted to do back in September, which was recommend no sailings until March or April of 2021. This is just, it's coming. I mean, watch, it's going to happen. So our friends at Norwegian, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, they'll probably all make the same announcements here shortly. The CLIA will probably come on board reluctantly. The cruise lines have been putting on a brave front to say, we're going to go and get volunteers, we're going to do test sailings, we'll show the CDC that sailings can be safe, and it's going to be a wonderful time. Unfortunately, last week that got blown out of the water big time when the folks who were sailing on the Sea Dream 1 down in Barbados, with only 53 passengers, we now hear 9 people have been infected with the virus on that ship. 53 passengers and 66 crew, I think it is. So that's not even 120 people. 9 infections have now been confirmed in 3 days. It took 3 days of a 7-day cruise. My goodness. And so, again, this brings us back to the reality of the situation, which is cruise ships do not create the COVID virus. No, passengers bring it with them. Most passengers, 99.999% of the passengers who bring COVID with them, wherever it is they're going out there, they don't know they have the virus because they don't feel unwell. And unfortunately, cruise lines and health officials and others are trying desperately to put testing protocols into place to test people before they get to the ship, test them just before they're going to get on the ship. They were hoping that this would work with the Sea Dream, and it didn't. They did tests, 2 tests at least, and daily temperature checks. And on day 3 of a 7-day cruising, bingo, we got a problem. And then it spread, of course, because it had been spreading the whole time. Whoever had the virus before they got on the ship, and there could have been more than one person who had the virus before they got on the ship, they didn't test positive when they got onto the ship. And then within 2-3 days, the first person began to show symptoms. And within a few days after that, others began to test positive once the ship returned to Bridgetown. So our friends are probably here. Our friends at these big cruise lines are probably going to announce extensions to their no sail orders. And they're going to announce additional news, which I've got right here for you. By the way, This video is being sponsored by you, the viewer of this channel. Thank you, all of you who are subscribing to my channel, Traveling with Bruce, giving videos thumbs ups. Thanks for joining me on my Facebook group page. Thank you for becoming sponsor members of TWB. Those of you who become sponsor members and make a donation of $10 or more, you get one of these babies, the brand new TWB Creston postcard, mailed from Creston, British Columbia, out and around the world. And if you become a sponsor member, 33 cents a day gets you into the club. Join me twice a week for a live show just for you guys. One on Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern, one at 3 o'clock Eastern on Fridays, and we play Trivia Fridays as well. Got some special announcements coming up for sponsor members in the next week or so. Keep your eyes open for that. The other news that is now hitting the news wires for today, November the 18th, is that Carnival just finished raising about $1.5 billion. They're now issuing another 57 million shares to take care of some bonds that they had outstanding. Carnival has diluted their shareholders in the last month by over 20%. Not good. But the shares have been hanging in there at 18 odd bucks or so. Norwegian just announced last night they're issuing 40 million new additional shares into the street. They are selling into the strength of the market while they can. They're going to raise 800 million fresh cash. That gives them 5 more months to live, 150 days, and that will cover this likely extended shutdown till March or April of 2021. They will still probably need to raise another $500 million or $1 billion more to get through the rest of 2021 because they're going to need a bunch of money to start up. Whenever that happens, they might be shut down longer than that. We don't know. It's grim. I'm waiting right now for Royal Caribbean to make their announcement of an additional funding. They just finished raising $1 billion about a month ago. They raised $500 million selling stock at $60 a share. They raised $500 million selling convertible senior notes. They're going to need another couple of billion on top of everything else. The other thing that's happening right now, cruise lines are now starting to announce 2022, 2023 sailings. And they're doing it in a couple of unique ways. One celebrity yesterday announced that they were canceling. Well, they didn't say they were canceling all their cruises. They said they were realigning all of their cruises. What does that mean in English? Basically, they are canceling all the sailings that are out there and reissuing new sailings, instituting new sailings with new pricing and new itineraries. So don't be surprised if you have a reservation with these guys that you might get an email that says, good news, bad news. Bad news, you lost your cruise. Good news, you've got a credit and you can rebook. But then when you go to rebook, you may find that the pricing has been changed because in the last week or so, Celebrity did announce this new all-in pricing structure where they're going to just sell you a fare at a set price, and that includes your drink package, Wi-Fi package, includes gratuities and other perks. And they're going to try to sell you on that deal and then try to upsell you into the premium perk category so you can get premium drinks and other onboard credits and so on. Don't be surprised if every cruise line in the next 90 days basically cancels out all 2021 cruises and reorganizes them. They don't want to do it in one shot because that would mean canceling 13 million reservations, and they can't handle this. So they've canceled, as far as Carnival goes, they've canceled everything now to the end of January. That means, another, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of cruises have been wiped out, and they're now frantically talking to those folks to reorganize them into new cruises. They'll do the same with all the other lines. Of course, Carnival owns 9 separate cruise lines, but Norwegian and Royal Caribbean will probably do the same. They'll start offering all kinds of new credits and new itineraries. But it's all wishful thinking because we don't know and they don't know when cruising will actually restart. The virus news has been good lately. That's good as far as vaccines go. Virus vaccine treatments might be coming out in the very end of this year, but probably into the first and second quarter of 2021. The hope for everyone is that the vaccines will be widely available by the second and third quarter, which means cruising could theoretically begin with reasonable confidence by June, July, August of 2021. And it'll take probably 6 months once they start to get most of the fleets up and running again. So the end of 2021 into 2022, we should have more or less a full schedule going if everything holds the way it is. Folks, I'll keep you posted as always. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sponsoring this channel. Thank you for the PayPal donations. Thank you for thumbs ups, your comments, and becoming sponsor members. Have a great day, everybody. Hang in there. We'll keep you posted. Bye for now.